So, you know how people have homes? Well, this isn't that. Today I built an apartment complex in Bloxburg. A couple weeks ago, I posted on my community tab asking what videos you'd like to see next. And this is the next round of torture you chose for me to complete. Anyways, thank you all for 5,000 subscribers and all the recent support on my last few videos, because it's been insane. If you're this far into the video already, make sure to press that nice button down below and subscribe to see more videos like this. My goal is to reach 10,000 by the end of the year, and it's looking pretty achievable, but I'll need your guys' help, of course. Also, make sure to watch to the end for a surprise. Ooh. I don't know why I did that. Okay, bye. Okay, so I don't know what's going on down here, why my primary color is not adhering to it. So this is what I'm thinking I kind of want the apartment complex to look like. I want it really modern and modern. So that's kind of the thing I'm going for today. And the new like sidewalks kind of make this kind of cool to do. So first I'm gonna map everything out so I kind of have an idea of the shape of what I want everything to look like. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking for the base kind of layout for like the ground floor level. So over here is gonna be an outdoor parking lot, and then under here is gonna be a parking garage, so it's gonna be a basement underneath here, and then back here is gonna be the pool area. I might make this a little bigger, but dude, the new update, you can see this mountain range back here, so I think the view is gonna be really pretty. There's gonna be the front entrance. I think it's gonna be over here. I think we're just gonna have it on this side because I feel like it might look a little weird if there's two entrances, but I might add a second one. Then over here it's gonna be an entrance to something else, and then I'm thinking maybe this could be an entrance to maybe like a cafe of some sort, and then over here could be like a gym. I might add another like entrance area to get in over here, but that's what I'm thinking for at least the exterior for now. So I'm gonna work on the parking lot over here. I think I'm gonna start working on the parking garage. So we're gonna add some walls right here to signify this is where you enter, and then it's gonna dip down. So with basic shapes, I'm gonna make this center divider. So this is what that kind of center divide's looking like. I'm just gonna color everything concrete, and then we're gonna merge this downwards. And then I'm gonna grab the parking meter, and then I have to make the thing that like goes up and down. So it's like this swing gate, but it's like the bigger version. Okay. So that's what that is looking like. So now I just gotta actually add the things that stick out. I'm gonna do that with another basic shape and structural. Okie doke. So that's what that looks like for the parking garage. Let's work on this landscaping. Okay, so I put the planters in, and now the worst part, landscaping. Okay, so I finished all the landscaping, and I also made this like front sign that also has the parking on it, and then I completed the entrance to the parking garage. So I added these clearance and exit only signs, and then this is what the payment thing, what is this even called? I don't know, but that's what this is looking like. It has the orange for the person needs to pay, or it's closed, and then green for you can go through. The exit only and clearance is on this side too, and then this is what the logo looks like. I decided to call it Aqua Tides Luxury Apartments, because if you don't know already, all my builds that I have on my channel are beach theme or have a beach name. So Aqua Tides is the name I chose for this build, but that's kind of what I have so far. I also added another sign over here. It just doesn't have the parking down here. This is like the horizontal logo, but that's what it's looking like so far. I think today I want to work on maybe the parking garage or the base exterior. So I'm just gonna put some walls down. It's just gonna be like so flat, but you know, that's just what we're gonna work with for now. I don't know what I want to do with this side, because this is just like a whole like blank wall, and it's like really annoying, but it's just like it's just a big box.
Please be my guest.
Oh my god.
Well, welcome back to another Yap session with Bakwa. Okay, so I got a couple comments on my last video about my MRI results and everything. So back in April, it was like May basically, so halfway through May, 2 weeks after I initially got injured, I was able to finally get my MRI, and MRI came back normal. The only thing is they realized that my kneecap is higher than it's supposed to be. It's called like patella alta or something like that, and they basically guaranteed that it's probably on my other side too, and sure enough it was. So essentially the way I knelt down to pick up the ball, for some reason my kneecap just slightly went the wrong way, and it was probably triggered by my high riding kneecaps like sitting on my joints. So everything's fine other than that, but because it swelled up so much and it was causing me a lot of pain, I wasn't able to use my quads or my calves, so now I have to rebuild that muscle back up because it's basically toast. Like, if you compare both of my legs to each other, you can obviously tell which one I hadn't been using for a long time. So I'm just in physical therapy now for that. But other than that, I would say the next thing we can talk about is possibly having a Discord server. I might make a Discord server in the future. Please let me know if you guys would be interested in me making one. Like my plan was to make one maybe around like 10,000 subscribers or sometime around there. But let me know if you guys are interested in me making one. But other than that, I've also been learning how to play the guitar. I've been learning the guitar for maybe the past, like, I would say probably month, and I'm starting to get really good at it. I know I can play a couple songs on there. They're not the greatest, but you know, I'm starting off, so it's okay. Other than that, you can expect to see possibly a lot of like collabs in the future, a lot of bigger projects. I'm trying to get back into making more videos, mainly since it's summer, but I hope that next school year, well, technically this school year, I'm able to manage my time a lot better and not get wiped out by my classes, which probably isn't going to be happening because I'm taking 3 APs this next year. But the good thing is that my year is split into like 2 semesters, and each new semester has a new 4 set of classes. So hopefully I won't have all my APs in one semester, because if I do, I think I'm actually going to like cry. But hopefully I can start to be more consistent. I would say if I'm making a bigger build and you guys like my bigger builds, expect like 40-minute long videos like this one. But with what comes with 40-minute videos, it's like around like 2 weeks to a month break in between making them, because it takes a lot of time to make them. Like, I've been editing this video for the past probably like 25 hours. So it's been a lot of work just for the editing. But the filming is a whole other story. I probably have over 30-ish hours of footage just for this one build. So y'all better appreciate this. It's also like $2.5 million. So, yeah. But other than that, I think that's kind of my only thing to yap about. It's really hot in my bedroom right now, so I gotta cut this recording short because my fans have to be off in order for me to record because they're really loud. But it's like overheating just only in my bedroom. Nowhere else in my house is overheating but my room. So we're probably gonna have to go check that out and figure it out because it's getting unbearable to sleep in here, let alone like record in here. So that's 100-degree weather for y'all. But yeah, I'll get back to the video now. Okay, so we're just gonna ignore how I basically finished the entire exterior. I didn't color anything because I wanted just to have like a little, besides this, because I want to have like a blank canvas. I'm not really sure if I necessarily like how this looks. I might fix this, but this is kind of what the exterior is looking like. Let me show you an updated parking garage. So of course this is like the entrance to it, and then I put these little arrows going down here. Of course we definitely need to add more light in here, but that is kind of what it's looking like so far. And then over here, oh, that's glitching, don't mind that either. But over here, that's where the elevators are going to come up here, because there's only going to be elevators straight to the entrance for security purposes. Okay, so I finished coloring the entire thing. This is what it's looking like. I like how the coloring looks. But yeah, I also updated the sign because I couldn't figure out a way to put the blue in to make it look cohesive with the rest of it, so I just kind of changed the sign to match that. But I'm excited to do the interior. Okay, so all these are done. The layouts are looking pretty good, actually. I want to work on this little area right here. So I put a little package to remind me that I kind of want this to turn into one of those Amazon package hub locker things. There we go. Look at that! Oh, I'm so excited. That actually looks so cool. I gotta find one for here and one for here, but that looks so cool. I'm so excited. Okay, so for the main lobby, I want it really like modern with some really cool like ceiling and wall features. Sorry for this brief interruption. So before we continue on, I want to retouch on an earlier statement I made at the beginning of this video. You know when I said keep on watching till the end for a surprise? Well, that time has come. You may have been wondering this entire video asking yourself, I wonder what the surprise is gonna be. Well, let me provide you with some information. As I was planning this build, I was thinking there is no way I was gonna be able to finish and furnish every apartment in this building by myself. So, I messaged some of my fellow Bloxburg YouTuber friends for help. But of course, there had to be some guidelines. Number 1, budget. Each person was given a $300,000 budget, which I have to admit is pretty generous of me. Number 2, use what was given. They each had to furnish their own apartment using the layout I gave without deleting anything that was already in there, such as counters, walls, or doors. But they did get to pick out which layout they wanted because I'm not that evil. And finally, rule number 3, they each had to use their own individual build style to decorate their apartment without looking at anyone else's. This ensured that nothing was directly copied or deleted from anyone else's build. Okay, now that I'm done explaining, let me toss you over to the first builder.
My name is Michael. My channel name is Mickle Pickle. My build style is honestly, it's whatever I feel like at the moment. It's not really a thing. My thoughts going into the build. I'm excited. The views are nice. The build might be nice. This video will be nice. Okay, let's start. So I'm gonna start with the kitchen first, because you know that's where you cook food, and you know if I want to cook I have to. Let's just start. I'm not gonna start in the kitchen this time. I'll start at the living room. Okay, let's just place the couch down and let's get started. Why am I breathing so heavily? I get going when the snow goes. Today I feel like my style, I want to go for like a cozy, like someone who's like into like I give up like music and stuff, like really vibey. I'm done. This is how much I've done so far in the living room. We've got a nice artwork here, nice light accents, the nice carpet. You look good, of course. You also still have the view, just you know, some extra things. So this is how our living room is looking like so far. It's a work in progress. I'll probably add things here and there, but I'm pretty happy with how it is so far. So next place is we're gonna be working on the kitchen and the dining room. So I'm gonna go work on that now. Okay guys, I'm done. I have now finished the kitchen and dining table. This is the kitchen. That is a roof accent detail thingy. That's the dining table. Those are shelving. And I've also finished the living room and the living room. So now I've finished basically the biggest part of the house. So now I just have to work on the bedrooms and yeah, the bedrooms and everything else. So I'm gonna go work on that now. Boom! I've now finished the bedroom. It is done. The outside, it's pretty chill, pretty easy. The inside, it's also pretty chill, pretty easy. The bathroom, it's green. Sorry about that. The shower, walking, it's a closet thingy. Over here, it's another bedroom. It's not as crazy as the others, but it's a pretty good bedroom. The entryway, I'm sorry, there's something in my throat. The entryway has a console table. Yeah, that's that. So basically, yeah, this is my apartment so far. It's pretty vibey. It's pretty good. It's pretty nice. Yeah. So that's how it's looking so far. Let's just see the others.
Hello, it's Astris, and with the help of Tiger, we decided to go for a Parisian styled apartment. Our thoughts going into the build were probably going to be the budget and the plot data. So here I started with the foyer, the entrance of the build, and the entrance. I was just adding custom shelves and a custom washroom. I think they came out really nice. So here's the end product. I feel like it came really good. It fit the Parisian vibe. So here I decided to make a custom sofa. I was just making it out of basic shapes for the living room. The end product came out really good. So here's the end product. I feel like for my first time making a Parisian apartment, the sofa came out really good. So here I started with one of the bedrooms. I was just adding these shelves to make yeah, just like a custom shelf because I was running out of money and I needed to. Okay, here I was doing the walk-in closet. I was just adding some like dressers and stuff, and that's it. Here I decided to add another fireplace to the other room and this heat exhaustion thing. So here I was just adding little details like books and lights and stuff. Look, I'm just placing bases and the little details that matter.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
I made some of this stuff. Wait, here, right? I made this dining room thing. I kind of added a lot of these little details, and like this kitchen was kind of mine. The layout of the kitchen was a lot different before I touched it, and I don't know if the things I did were allowed, but Nicholas wasn't helping me. He didn't really tell me, so it's his fault. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I did do this kitchen. I think it turned out really, really nice. I don't usually build like Parisian style, so like I tried, but then I kind of did my own thing too. The final room, right?
Here is the final room of this beautiful Parisian apartment. We have the bathroom to the master. This is again my favorite bathroom. I tried. Yeah, we have this custom beautiful light with the shower, with a plant in the shower. With
Who
this
added
beautiful-
that?
That was you. with this beautiful toilet. I mean the plant's getting water. Might as well. Yeah. Thank you for Becca for allowing me to go in this opportunity.
That is definitely not how you
building.
say her name. I'm not even gonna correct you because she's gonna laugh and be mad at you now.
So for my apartment, I found this really cool geometric style of interior. I guess I was going for like contemporary interior design, but I don't know if that's the correct term for it. Basically, I just wanted a more toned down version of modern, so I didn't want to do my like usual traditional sort of custom furniture that I normally do. So this time, like I said, I wanted to make a bit more geometric. So I did it through these like statement piece panel kind of things that I did with the pillars, and then I made a custom one out of basic shapes. So then I could have it like kind of drag across the ceiling, which I thought was really cool. Like it was like a continuous flow of them. So it like didn't look as like random and stagnant in the middle of the room. I also wanted to do a lot of like arches. So I think you can mostly see it in the bedrooms, but I made this mini sort of wallpaper background thing to frame the bed out of basic shapes and kind of made it this stone color, which I thought was really cool. I think the stone really did a nice contrast as well, because in terms of like color scheme, as usual, I found inspiration through Pinterest. So I found these interiors with like dark wood and like really like bold pinks, like a bit more bolder than I usually use, because when I do pinks normally I did like a bit more of a toned down like muted pale pink, but this time I wanted it to be like really like not out there, but like this time I wanted them to like actually be like pink, right? Honestly, it might sound silly, but a lot of the inspiration I got for the kind of vibe and the color scheme was through these carpets and the rugs that I found. I literally used them throughout the whole build. I thought they were so cute, and they literally like encapsulated the kind of vibe I was going for. I wasn't really originally planning to do it, but because it was so dark with all the dark woods, I thought a bit more of a botanical kind of planty vibe was needed as well. So I put a decent amount of plants throughout the place. Some may say I did too many. I think they look really cute. But yeah, I basically just copied that kind of theme with the beams and everything throughout the rest of the build. And I'm actually really happy with how it turned out, to be honest. I think my favourite part is definitely the bedroom. That was probably the one that I had the most fun with, and the living room, because I made that little custom sofa. But yeah, I was really happy with how it turned out.
Hi, I'm Priscilla, and I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm low-key procrastinating on working on the rest of the apartment because I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm working on this little corner by the entryway, and like first impressions really matter, or at least I think so. So I wanted this corner to be really inviting. I didn't really have any ideas on how I should decorate this little table, so I just used a little decal and also some books to try to fill up space. And I don't know if y'all seen this apartment, but there's so much space everywhere, and space is like a really big thing that I struggle with, like filling up space. So yeah, I was experimenting with like darker and like moodier colors, so I went with like a green accent wall. I saw Infinite use this as like a build hack, so I'm kind of copying him. I really wanted to use basic shapes to make these tiles, but someone used up almost all of the plot data, so I'm trying to conserve it. I'm not gonna say any names, but like, you know who you are. I'm working on this bedroom right now, and I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. Initially, I was gonna go with like a sort of moody green theme, but obviously that didn't really work out because I went with something much more neutral. I wasn't a really big fan of how boring the room looked, so I experimented with some accent colors, and eventually I went along with this blue-gray because it sort of matched the color of the vase in the painting above the bed. Okay, I made this custom couch and I'm adding pillows to it, and this part was annoying me so much because I couldn't really figure out how I can make this set look good, but I think it's like the pillows on the ends that are throwing me off. I don't know. I made this like oversized glass table because there's so much space that I have to fill, and like clutter isn't really my thing, so I have to fill the space up in other ways. I tried to make a light fixture. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk much about it. I'm making a fireplace right now, and usually my fireplaces are all white, but I decided to add this little marble texture in the background for some contrast. Guys, trust the process. Low-key, I'm just copying and pasting things and hoping for the best. I hate kitchen so much. I'm working on another light fixture, and sorry for the flashbang, but like, I don't know where this light is coming from, and I tried snooping around to see where it's coming from, but I don't know where it's coming from. So now I just have this big corner of my kitchen that's just white, and I'm assuming that it's from upstairs because when I get rid of the roof, the no roof thing, it's gone. So whoever's upstairs, I have beef with you. Right now, I'm fighting the voices that are telling me to copy and paste everything from the other bedroom. I love pillows so much. Like, I have 3 on my bed right now. I'm making custom lamps right now because I'm kind of extra like that. I really didn't want to do this, but there's too much space everywhere, so I decided to add in an ottoman. I'm adding some last minute details in with like the closets. There's so much space everywhere, so I tried to throw in a dining table, but it was kind of looking weird, so I decided not to include it. I'm making another custom plant thingy because I realized that I needed variation. Like, I couldn't use the same tree everywhere, so I made a shorter custom plant to add variation in height. Guys, I'm finally done.
Okay, so now it's time to work on my apartment. I already have some decals in here that I plan on putting in, but my overall vibe I kind of want for this apartment is kind of like a boho kind of feel, like wooden boho. So I think the first thing I want to work on is the bathroom. I think I'm gonna do this one because I have like an overall idea of what I want to do. Yeah, look how cool that looks. Oh, I really like that. Okay, and then I think I might do this tile. Okay, I think that looks fine. Okay, now we can make the drawer. So I'm just gonna take a basic shape. That's what that looks like. I think it matches pretty good with that. So it's just like an extension onto there. Okay, so I found this mirror that I think might work. Yeah, I think that works. It's good enough, you know? I think that might be our first bathroom complete. So I'm gonna do the living room. I think I'm gonna make a couch now. I wanna do a custom one because I've never actually done one before. And you know, it's always great to start experimenting with that kind of stuff. Okay, that's what the couch is looking like. I think that actually looks so cool. I want it a leathery kind of look, like a brown. This build is gonna have a lot of browns. That might be the color. I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. Then I'm just gonna get a whole bunch of plants. That's what the couch is looking like so far. I actually really like it. I just don't know if this carpet's gonna go with it now. But oh, I like how this living room's turning out. I want to add like a table back here maybe. I don't like that carpet there, but you know, we'll leave it for now. It's fine. We can. I just keep saying, oh, we'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later. I'm probably never gonna figure it out. Okay, so I finally finished furnishing the living room. This is what it's looking like so far. I'm probably gonna add more of these beams at the top, but for now we're just having this one for this light support. But I think this looks so cute. I'm actually starting to grow on this carpet right here, but I really like how this is turning out. So now I have to do the kitchen this closet, the main bedroom, this bathroom, this closet, this entrance, this closet, and then this bedroom. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so much work. Okay, so I just got kicked out of Bloxburg because I think they did another hot fix. They changed the lighting. It's a lot warmer now, which is actually really pretty. But now, let's go into speed build mode real quick. Okay, so let me summarize what's going on during this because I'm way too lazy to go and edit almost 5 hours worth of footage. So essentially, I first worked on the master bedroom and made this custom bed out of these pallet things, which look pretty cool after it's fully decorated. I also made these custom side tables and desk that match the console table in the living room. I added the same custom wall that was in the bathroom, and I put tons of paintings, plants, and this cool tiger carpet down. Then I copied the same bed into the other bedroom, just changed the colors a little bit, and then I added this little cubby thing with the TV. I also put a little record shelf in the room because I thought it looked really cool. Then after that, I made this little laundry space in the closet, and I finished up the foyer and entry area. Then finally, the last thing I worked on was the kitchen, and I made it a green and brown theme. I added the same slate wall texture to the back wall, and I also made this cool little wine caddy in the corner. But the last thing I worked on was the custom dining table with custom chairs and stools. Yeah, well, that's what it looks like. I'll give you, of course, a full tour later, but I really love the way that this turned out. Let's do a little plot data check though. So right now we're at 99.4% plot data, and we still need to light the hallways and finish these bottom parts. So okay, so that's what the ceilings look like. I think they look so cool. These walls are a little bland, but I don't know what to put on them. Now that we got the hallways kind of situated, we can focus on the lobby. Okay, so this is what the finished product of the lobby looks like. I really like it. I like the ceiling design that I did. Oh, that's kind of, the pillar's kind of going into it though, but you know, who cares? I just added a lot more couches. I might add a carpet here, I'm not sure. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. I love the lighting. I love just everything about it. I'm so glad that it turned out this way. I added these decal plants and everything, which I think it makes it look a lot more realistic. The only actual tree that's in here is this. Now I just have to work on this little cafe and then the gym, and then I'll finally be done. I'll probably either have this be a speed build or I'll cut right now. Guys, we're finally done with this freaking build. Holy cow. This has been one of the most time consuming and most effort put into a build I think I've ever done in my entire life. I can't tell you how much planning went into this, how many people, it's just been a very long process, but we're finally done. Okay, well, let's start the tour now. So this is Aqua Tide's luxury apartments. This is the exterior. It looks so good. Okay, so let's start down here. Due to the new Bloxburg lighting, it's a lot darker down here now, but this is the parking garage. There's plenty of spaces for you to park in, and it also has an elevator that you can go in. And then over here's a little parking meter thingy. I still forget what it's called. Then we have these clearance signs and then the official logo. So let's go to the actual front of the build and let's go to the lobby. So this is the lobby. It looks so good. It's kind of bright, but you know, I'm still trying to figure out the new Bloxburg lighting. So this is what it looks like. You have 2 elevators, you have a bunch of sofas, a lot of plants, beautiful light fixtures. Through this way is you have your Amazon locker things. I'm actually really impressed with how this turned out, because even just a little screen in there, it makes it feel so realistic. If you go through here, you have your elevator that goes down to the parking garage, and then through here is your mail room, and then you can go through either one of these 2 doors, but it just leads you to this back walking area. I was gonna put a pool in, but my plot data is at 95%. with both plot data extensions on. So technically I'm at 135% plot data. So I don't think I can add a pool in. That's also the reason why I just didn't finish this, is because I just really did not want to run out of plot data. But anyways, here's a little seating area. It's pretty bland. There's no posters or paintings or anything. But if you go out through this door, you can go through either that one or this one, but let's go through this one. Here is the Aqua Tides little cafe, restaurant kind of thing. It has a cashier register. Pastries might go in here. I'm gonna be too lazy, honestly, so I probably won't even fill that. But then you have the back counters back here, and then you have all these seating with these cute little plants, and then vases, and then this back wall that's really cool with these LED lights in the back. These booths are custom, of course, but they look so pretty. And then if you make your way out here, you are welcomed by the gym. It is very tall, but this is what the gym looks like. It's the last thing I completed on this build, but it looks so beautiful. Over here are the lockers, of course, if you want to lock your stuff up, even though you might live right in the building. But either way, we have some TVs up here, so people still get entertained, of course. But then let's make our way back to the lobby. So making our way back to the lobby, we of course have these two elevators, but if you go up the elevators, oh my gosh, wait, what is this? If you go up the elevators, there's your railing. I was gonna add some tables over here, but maybe I might add them later, I'm not sure. But this is the railing. Still, you have another light fixture like this. It's just more closer to the ceiling. And through here you have your hallway. These are the some other light fixtures that we have here. You can either choose to go up the stairs or up the elevator, but each floor is going to have one of these signs that's gonna say what floor level you're on. So this is level 2. You go up the stairs, we are on level 3, and in this level we're greeted by 2 doors. Okay, so which one should we go through first? I think we're gonna go through this apartment. This is Astrus and Tiger's build. It looks so good. You know how earlier I said they had a 300k limit? Well, Astrus couldn't finish it by himself because that's just how he is. So he asked Tiger to help him, so I extended their budget a little bit more than other people so they can finish it, of course. But look how pretty this is. I love all the custom furniture. It's so gorgeous. The kitchen, oh my gosh. And then this bedroom, it's so pretty. I love the light fixture. It's so pretty. And then through here is the bathroom. Love the tile choice. You can't really see through here, but it's just a regular closet. Then if you go through here, it's it's another bedroom. I've kind of blanked on that. And then there's another fireplace in here. I don't know why there's so many fireplaces because I don't know where that's going, but who cares? It's Bloxburg. Another wardrobe over here. And then through here is the other bathroom. I think both of these bathrooms are so pretty. Okay, well, that's their apartment. You saw them kind of building it earlier, but here's the official tour. Well, the official Vaqua tour of their apartment. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this next apartment is Priscilla's apartment. I saw her when she was building this, so I kind of know already what it looks like, but this is her build. So you're greeted by the entryway with a nice carpet. It's so pretty. I feel really bad though because she was the last person to build for her apartment, and so we had to really worry about plot data. She couldn't go to her full potential, and also because we were so worried about plot data, she couldn't do a smaller apartment, but it would have probably been better for her if she did a smaller apartment. But here is what it's looking like. So then you have this little seating area over here. The paintings are so pretty, and her custom plants, are you kidding me? This is so pretty. If you saw when I went to the lobby, I may have copied and pasted a few of them. Don't judge me. They're really pretty. Oh, also in here, there's counters and coats and stuff. I didn't show that before, but through here is her bathroom. So pretty. Again, I love the green and I love the counters. Look at these custom counters. Are you kidding me? These are gorgeous. And the marble countertops. Come on. This is so pretty. And then the tile floor. And then through here is the first bedroom. This is so cute. I love the bed. I love all the detail. The custom furniture is gorgeous. And then over here is the same kind of custom furniture and more custom plants as well. through here is her living room. It's so pretty. I love all the custom furniture she makes. I know I just said custom furniture like 20 times in a row, but she's like literally the best person ever to make custom furniture. Please go check out her channel and check out her TikTok, even her Pinterest, because she has so many tutorials and so many videos on there. It's honestly amazing. She's such an amazing builder. Please go check her out. But here's some more custom furniture, and then the fireplace. So Astrus copied her fireplace. So if you saw it earlier in the other apartment, that's why it looks the same. It's because he followed her tutorial. Over here is her kitchen. She has another fireplace in here, but she kind of had trouble managing some of the spaces of how big it is. But you know, honestly, the struggle is real. I didn't solidify any like floor plans before this, as you probably saw earlier, but she did the best that she could, and she did amazing. This is what the kitchen's looking like. It looks so pretty, and the wall trim is so pretty too. Another custom plant, and look at these custom like lamp light things, light fixtures. It's so pretty. And then here is her second bedroom. This bed is so pretty. And then the little custom seat over here, she just copied and pasted the furniture from the living room out on the patio, because it's kind of hard to do these patios, but you know, she did such a good job. And then here is the other bathroom, is a copy and paste of the other one, but still, it's so pretty. And then her closet, she's a basic closet, but that is Priscilla's apartment. She did so good. Okay, so next we're going up to the 4th floor, and then we have more lights. I didn't know what to do with this wall, so I just honestly left it blank, because who cares anyways. So let's start on this side, since we started on this side last time. And this build is Cherry's build. It's so cute. There's like the detail, the clutter, it's so perfect. Like, look at all this, it's so good. The custom plants are so gorgeous. Then we have this little nook over here that's so cute. And then through here we have some brick textures and these beautiful paintings on this side too. Let's go through this bedroom. This is such a cute bedroom. The bed frame is so pretty. She took her time on this, and I really appreciate her doing this. It's so pretty. Like, just everything just fits and matches, and it's so great. And then this is her living room. I love this custom couch. Like, honestly, it's so pretty. It's so cute. And then her little, it's not necessarily a fireplace, but whatever this brick is, it's so cute. And I don't normally see people use this TV anymore, but honestly, I might start using it again just because of how cute it is. These custom flowers, oh my gosh. And then through here, it's another spot for just like a dresser or something. Then over here is just another nook for seating, which is so cute, by the way. And then through here is her beautiful kitchen. Look at this. The tile is so pretty. And then this little center thing to like kind of separate it. Look at the detail on this. Like, this is crazy. She did such a good job. And then through here is another bedroom. I honestly love this bedroom more than the other one. It's the same bed, but honestly, like, just the way that it's put, it just looks so pretty. And then this little hanging seat. I don't see a lot of people use this, but she used it so well. I love the custom pillows too, because it just like adds to like the floral feel of this. And then through here is her bathroom. Look at this. When I saw her put these down, called it Toilet Paper City, because of just how much toilet paper she put in here. But oh, it's so pretty. Did I show this other one? This is this is her second bathroom. This one doesn't have a shower in it, but again, Toilet Paper City. Is this more toilet paper than the other one? Anyways, but this is so pretty, Cherry. You did such an amazing job on this. Go sub to her. She's so underrated. Like, come on. All of these people's channels will be linked down below, because they're so underrated. Okay, so this next apartment is Mickle Pickle. So I love this apartment. I've seen this apartment too, but I'm giving you and guys an official tour. It is, oh my gosh, I don't know how to describe it, but it's so nice. It's just like, I guess like not the references, but like just how it's kind of like R&B coded, if that makes sense. The carpets are so pretty, because you'll see there's so many carpets, but like, oh my gosh, look at this living room. Like, I don't know why I'm getting so excited over this, but it's so pretty. Like, oh my gosh. And the funny thing is, Michael's build is the only one that actually has a functional couch. He did such an amazing job with finding like use for all these spaces. Like, it's so good. And then over here we have his kitchen. I love like the backsplash. Like, for some reason, like, it's just a regular Bloxburg texture, but the way that it's like lined up, it just looks so cool. And then like oh my gosh, the ceiling detail is so pretty. And then the way that like just the way that the lights are. And then look at this dining table. Are you kidding me? Like, the lights, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Like, he's so talented and so underrated too. But this is what I mean by like R&B coded. Like, he has like all the like, oh my gosh, I don't even, I'm honestly at a loss for words. He just has like some regular stuff in the closet. I don't know what he has in this one. Yeah, it's the same thing in this one. But then let's go into this. Oh my gosh, my camera's like messing up. Let's go into this one first. This is his first bedroom. It is, he said he kind of rushed with this, but even if he rushed, come on, like, this is crazy. This is so nice. It's just so cozy in here. And I just love the way like he used a lot of wood grain and a lot of wood textures, and typically I feel like they would clash, but for some reason for this, I feel like it just makes it very warm and like cabiny in a way, if that makes sense. And then he put like an extra bump out for this wall, which I think really separates the build really well. And so if you go through here, it's his main bedroom. I love it's a kind of the same bed as the other one, but I love the difference in color. And then when he, like, these lights, it's like an iconic thing that he does, but it's so nice. I love it. And then all just like the wall detail and texture is so pretty. And then these like posters are so nice too. Over here is just like a little seating area, some custom plants, which are so cute. And this is like a basic balcony, but it's so nice. And then through here is his bathroom. I love the tiling. I love the mirror. Like, just like all the textures work so well together. I don't know. It's just something about it is so nice. And then it's the same thing through here, but it's just like the tiles a little different. It's so nice. Like, come on. Like, these builders are so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, then finally we're going up to the final and 5th floor. It's my build, of course. So as you walk in through here, you're greeted by this little mirror with a plant and what is this called again? A dresser. And then you can't really see that well through here, but I should have opened these doors. Like, why didn't I do that? But anyways, you have your washer and dryer and just like that type of stuff. And then we have a nice tiger rug on the ground. And then through here, you have this textured wall with like these beams, but it has really good artists on there. I'm starting to really like to put these like paintings vertically and kind of squished a little bit. For some reason, I think that looks really nice. I made these custom lights. It kind of sticks out to the side, but let's look at it from the bottom. It looks like that. And then over here, you have this little cubby thing that has some leaning paintings. And then over here is this little corner with a little seat and a little light. Through here is my first bathroom. Love the tile. I use the same mirror as Cherry did, but then some posters over here. I made this custom like drawer add-on thing, and then of course there's another tiger rug because kind of the theme for this is green, gray, white, and like tiger stripes or whatever, if that makes sense. And then if you go through here, you have this like concrete texture. You'll have these beams on the ceiling too, but this is the living room. I really love how this living room turned out. This is custom furniture, and this is a custom couch as well. This one is actually functional. Over here, it's this little shelf over here. I really like this. A lot of posters everywhere. I put this light on the beam. Leaning paintings. This light over here, we have this little area that's like a shelf. It's empty because I didn't really know what to fill it with, but I kind of like it on its own. There's some ottomans over here, another seat with light, and then back here we have this little console table thing with some decorations. So what I decided like halfway through building is that these little movie reel things, they can be used as coasters. And so I started putting them everywhere, using them as coasters. So you'll see that scattered throughout. But over here is the kitchen. I really like the kitchen. I had to use some warm lighting because I felt like weird with it being like this color this whole time, but I might change it later. But this is my kitchen, the same tile backsplash as my first bathroom, and then just all this stuff. cluttered. I liked putting this kettle on the stove. It's kind of like a nice little detail. And then just like this little frame. What even is that? Statue? I'll just call it a statue. And then vase on the counter, separated by these little beams that are over here as well. Oh yeah, peep the custom plants. I have never done custom plants before, so I just copied and pasted. I think this one's from Cherry's build. I just copied and pasted it because I didn't know what to do. But I added a bunch of plants everywhere too. Anyways, back to this. I made these custom chairs and stools. I really like these. They're kind of like wide, but you know, who cares? But this is a custom table. I really liked how this turned out too. It's like a new table that I tried out, and I think it looks pretty cool. And then over here, it's like a little wine area. These custom wine glasses and everything. I tried it out. I don't know if I like it, but I'll just leave it there for now. And then let's go into this room first. So this is my first bedroom. I really love how this turned out. A lot of vinyls and album covers on these shelves over here. I made this little ridge that most vinyl shelves have. I also added this painting back here, the same light over here. This is the bed. The bed is made out of like those, are they called slats? They're not called slats. They're called something else. But I made the bed out of that. It's a custom bed frame. And then same with these custom nightstands. I put these lamps over here, textured wall, and then over here is the same kind of cubby thing as out in the hallway. But then, oh, I didn't even color this. Whoops. Anyways, and then over here, it's like a little mirror with some plants, a lamp, TV, your clothes, obviously, because it doesn't have a closet in this room, so you got to figure out a place to put your clothes anyways. And then through here, it's just like another little closet. It's just a storage closet with a whole bunch of stuff. And then we're making our way into the final area of the house, the other bedroom. Look at this bedroom, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, honestly, this is probably the best build or bedroom I've ever done, because I don't know what it is about it, but it just looks so nice. Here's another custom light, and then custom plants everywhere. And then over here is this little reading nook with some plants, and then of course a coaster. I really like the painting choices I made for this build. They're kind of everywhere. But then through here is the final bathroom. It's kind of this, it's the copy and paste of that first one, except for it just has a different tile. And then over here, it has two different paintings as well. And then through here is just like a little closet. Can't really see much in there. It's nothing really much to see anyways. But that is my apartment. I really love how this one turned out. But other than that, that's the entire apartment build. Guys, it's done. It's finally complete. Like, this is crazy. I dedicated like the last like 2 weeks just to this build, which is crazy because it's just like a lot of planning, especially with like people's schedules and everything. But I'm so like amazed with how this turned out. I love the modernness of the build. And honestly, guys, I was stressing out with the plot data because I didn't know if I was going to be able to complete this build. But other than that, I will see you guys later. Okay, bye.